Right. When we get to Q&A session, which is not enough, some people may be sending judgment. As everyone, we are about to go into the next session. I thought we had that break. We break it up. I understand that people have gone on to the ice thing and I stopped it. Well, we're going to pick it up again. We're going to go to the ice level. All right. So, remember we're talking about the partner is having a pinch, which means something worrying them. And then they did not say anything. And it became a crunch where the two people are now feeling there is a problem here. And how they could deal with it. So I've got this on dealing with conflict. 4 negative ways of dealing with conflict. But before you, maybe I should have put this on the way. All right. If you can talk to the person next to you, find out if it's your partner, you'll know how you deal with conflicts. But if not, find out how do they deal with conflict. What are the things they do when there's a conflict arising? Let's do that quickly so that we get an idea how people deal with conflict. With your partner, talk about it honestly. If not your partner, talk to the next person. Please, it's not time for that case study yet. But it's not time for that. So what we're talking about, we're gonna just give it earlier. Okay. Right. Everyone, are you with me? So, after quick words, how do you deal with conflicts? How do we deal with conflicts? And we will fit that again. It's always interactive, and I will go as a third leg. We will always all right. I know you've got a lot of things to say. How do you deal with conflicts? Okay, guys.
Me deal with conflict. I think the first thing is to talk about it first.
Okay.
Yeah, if your partner is willing to tell you what it is about, then uh, the other person will listen. Don't be defensive straight away, and the other person express themselves. Even though you're right, apologize. So I think from my own little understanding, that's how I've dealt with conflict in the past. I always want to listen. If someone uh, have this culture of if someone, even at work, if someone tells me that you're done this is wrong. First thing that comes to my mind, I want to apologize, even though I'm right. First of all, apologize. First of the feelings of that person at that moment. If you're trying to be defensive, I don't think you will solve anything out. So the first thing is to accept that okay, I'm wrong. Let the person in at that time. Let them know that okay, if I'm wrong, I apologize. And then let the person hear one side of the story. If you start by defending yourself, then I don't think that will go anywhere.
Okay.
That's the person should listen. One person will do the talking, the other person.
Hallelujah. One person should be listening, and another person is talking. He's already moving ahead of our program. He's moving ahead of our program. Who wants to share with me? I need to do confidence. And then challenge. I need to do that. Oh.
You also identify what trap, right? It's granted, you give each other the opportunity to hear each other out. How do you feel about it? And see how and then take it from there. Be calm and be as the Bible says, let us be quick to listen, to speak, and so to anger. And the Bible also said that you should not allow anger to put down about so and don't let this one set on our anger. So these are the things we also need to address before investment because when you become very defensive, it's where I and blow out of proportion. So what we need to do, hear each other out, identify what the issue is, see, acknowledge each other's mistake, and then hope you have made a mistake, you have done wrong, you have done, yeah, so we then take it from there, and then from there, you have to then see if whatever needs to be done, you come to a certain resolution, how you come to it. So,
Okay. Thank you so much. Anyone else have something to say? No, okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Now, okay.
Thank you. Now, when there is conflict, the way I deal with conflict is I assess the problem. And sometimes some things happen once, and you can just let it go. And when it's a repetition, it needs to be addressed. And so before you address it, look at yourself first, instead of pointing fingers at the other person. What did I do to make this person behave the way they behave? How did I contribute to that? If you know that you did this and that, and you work on yourself, then I believe sometimes the problem will not be. But when you have checked yourself, work on yourself, the problem persists, then go to the next person or you start letting them know that I have realized this. But sometimes the way we talk about it will bring events or will bring solutions. If you go with a great game, but this and that and that, you get nowhere. But if you come in a calm manner, let you know that this problem may affect both of us. And I believe that if we can look into it and bring a solution to it, it will help both of us rather than blaming the other party. So that's how
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That actually addresses a lot of things. We look into ourselves. A lot of people are quick to blame others or your partners without looking at themselves. And then when we look at ourselves, we assess, could I have said it this way? It's impossible if I've been sensitive to the time. Perhaps you not have taken that kind of effect on the person. And when you start looking at yourself and thinking of that, you've never been determined How do I approach that? Keep quiet, but they are trying to speak and they're trying to be quiet. There are some people they don't know how to hold it in, and that is a problem. They just want to say, I've got to give them a piece of my mind. I've got to my mind. I've got to do this. Now, you can only escalate. Are you ready for the escalation? Because if you escalate, from there, it can lead to so many things that you have not planned for. All right, so let's look at 4 negative ways of dealing. Right. One way is withdrawal and avoidance. You see, they turn their back. They are lovely couples, but they got their back turned now. When that happens, their boats have what you call a crunch, and it's eating them up inside. And there's no resolve. It can lead to escalation. The escalation could be argument. It could be fighting. It could be, oh, well, I'm tired of this. I'm just going to move out. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do that. I don't want to deal with you now. And the more that you behave like that, it doesn't resolve anything in the mind of that person. So that brings me to what Pastor Marcus said earlier on. And guys, let me just apologize. Even though you know you are not wrong. Okay, I'm sorry if you feel that way. When the right time comes, cool, then you approach that situation again and say, well, I did apologize earlier on, not because I'm totally wrong, but I don't want to escalate this thing, so that helps with escalating the problem. Okay? Or coming to a compromise. But whatever happens, it can be discussed. Then we could make negative interpretation. Negative interpretation could be, sorry, I'm going to use this analogy. Sometimes you have the husband and the wife, they are going in the marriage weeks, months without any intimacy. And now the other person is thinking, well, is he or is she getting me outside? Is that why every time I ask and they not responding? Interpretation and negative misinterpretation. And I just use sex because I get that a lot from people. And we had a session on sex last time, and we discussed why people don't want to one wants to have sex all the time, and the other person don't want that. And so, how do we deal with it? We start looking at what are the problems, what are the issues. Is it medical? Is it hormonal? Is it that they turn off anyway? Some people say they don't enjoy it, whereas you got to know that men enjoy sex, and women too, as well, even though they don't like to think. So it's all about men. Okay. However, it is necessary. It is necessary for both parties to feel that part of the intimacy. So they can start interpreting in submitting that, okay, you are saying maybe you have got something. And the worst part is, if you keep on denying your partner sex, what will happen is that the first person that offered them outside, they'll take it because they've been starved. So if you did not discuss it, not find out why this is happening, then understanding will not be fair. Then there'll be negative interpretation. I just should like any other thing. Okay? Invalidation. When somebody comes up with that, okay, I have this issue. And instead of listening to them, you validate their issue. It's like just with the way it doesn't happen, it's no problem or whatever it is, So that is not a good way of dealing with conflict. So dealing with conflict reflectively. Why do I deal with conflict in this way? That is one question we need to ask ourselves. Maybe you've learned it from your parents. Maybe you've developed that from your friends. Maybe that's how you feel like you're a strong man or a strong woman. You need to reflect on that. Am I happy with how I react when angry? There's some people, don't make them angry. They can cough one more. So, why do I react this way? I'm sure when you do something, at some stage, you're going to think, why am I living this way? Why am I always this way? Why do I get annoyed so much? And the answer to come from you and God. Because if you go to Him, He will find you an answer. He can bring answer through situation. You know, you've been asking God, ah, I want you to empower me. I want you to empower me. You've been praying. You've been doing Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat. Okay? Now, God says this person wants empowerment. But you know what it brings us? Problem. You have to solve that problem. Why? Because to be empowered, you have to deal with problems. You're not empowered for show. So, how do I solve that problem? So, when you solve that problem, you have moved on. And then the empowerment comes. I want to be loving. I want to be humble. Well, my friend, what will happen is I will send you somebody who will make your life better. Who, when you think about it, thinking, why do I need this person in my life? But you have to be humble. So to be humble, you have to go through that phases, deal with that. Oh, I'm patient. You know what? I used to think I'm very patient. But there are some situations and some people that make my patience feel like nothing. Because I think, what? I know, I want out of this. I really don't need this. My patience is not perfect. I need to develop more. See, so whatever you think you have done, think very carefully. You give you, but what to think before you get it is a different thing. Do I need to change? Do I want to change? Some people say, I've been like this. I'm not going to change. You're not going to manipulate me or whatever. God is saying, my son, my daughter, we need to change the approach. If we don't change the approach, we can't move on. And then we go circle and circle and circle and back to the same place. We're not moving. So now, why do I change? Do I need to change my behavior? These things happen. So, what is the effect of all this on children? Some of you got children, we've all been children, we've all had children, they've gone out. And so, when you start arguing and doing that, they start feeling scared. They don't want to be in that home. Come a loveless home. Okay? They feel sad. I work secularly as a teacher. If you hear what we hear from students, what they say about their parents, sometimes not very nice. Not very nice. It's not always their parents' fault, but their perception. Maybe what they learn from their friends, and maybe also what has happened to them that they are not able to shake it off. Okay, so they start blaming themselves for the conflict. Say, oh, mom and dad is arguing because of me. It could be so. Maybe you have something from the one parent and the other parent said no, and then you go to the other one, and the other one said yes. You see, lack of consultation and it creates problem and argument. What? How many times will I tell you? Stop changing my decision with the children and whatever. And that child goes parenting. Okay? And they worried about their parents breaking up. Okay? So, and when they go outside, they're more likely to exhibit negative behavior. towards others. If you always shouting at them, they'll go out and shout at the other children. Right? So, and they get that problem. You start getting calls. You need to come and see the teacher. You need to come and do this. I'm sure you will not like it. Especially if it's persistent, because that problem in the home is persistent. It will just keep on going and going. And before you get down to it, you know a thought. I say something, what is being done is what the devil uses against you. It's like fear, anxiety. I get out there, I'm going to be knocked down. God forbid. That's not my portion. But you fed that, and you keep on feeding that. But some people have the dreams that they're going to die, and feed on that. Instead of you get up and begin to declare. Okay? Say, what am I afraid of? God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and sound mind. So I walk in sound mind. I'll fear nothing. The fear, only fear I'm going to have is the fear of the Lord, which is the beginning of wisdom. I begin to declare the word of God to counteract that. But instead, we feed on that. How did that person say that to me? That person has said all great words, and you picked on one. And that one you picked on, and you begin to escalate it. Now, devil helps you. It becomes a stronghold in your mind because you are now escalating it. It's so high. And it's like a puppy, shouting louder. It's like a bulldog. But when you get there, say, stop. They stop. It's not a bulldog. Fear is like that. It's called false evidence appearing real. Or forget everything and run. Everything you know about the scripture, you forget it and you begin to move on and begin to be scared. How do I do it? We need to learn. Now, that brings me to the next level. It's Peter, Mr. I like everyone to read that handout that is written there. Please go through it, the front and the back. There are some questions, but we're not, the way we're going to do this today is going to be like a role play. Okay? So read with your partner. I'm going to ask for 2 volunteers. Okay? Who are going to do this role play? So I give you some time to read these things while I go through the speaker, listener, technique. Just read them. The reason why I have to read it is because I want to get understanding of the concept. We're going to use it for the role play. So while you're reading it, I'm going to talk about one technique how to deal with conflict and situation, issues. Right. It's called the speaker listener technique. Right. It is a way to talk safely when you really need to do it well. There are many people we need to talk. We need to talk. Maybe not the right time. Maybe you're doing it the wrong way. Okay? This technique is not all the technique, it's just one technique that we can use. It's not designed to be used all the time. It helps to neutralize angry reaction when discussing differences in opinion. We all have different opinions. We can be entrenched in our position and refuse to move. So this technique is used when we get into this kind of situation. Okay? What is the goal of this speaker technique? It's for each partner to feel understood by the other. Right? When understanding comes, then we know where we are coming from. It's not to reach an agreement, even though agreement will come later. It's not to solve a problem that comes at a later stage. Okay? I'm just introducing you to speaker listening. Now, it says person A is with issue becomes the speaker and states how they feel. So we have two people, couples. One is person A and the other one is person B. Now, the first person that is speaking, person A, will speak uninterrupted, while person B just listen. And after listening, they share that they understood what is being said to them by reflecting back what they've heard. Like, I'm hearing you saying, so you say back what they have told you about their problem, their issue with you. Okay? Person A feels understood if you have summarized what they have said. If person A is satisfied, they feel understood, they pass the role to the speaker, person B. So, you have a problem, you spoke to me, I listened, I'm not thinking about my answers, I'm not thinking about defending myself, and simply I just listen. I'm not thinking in my brain while listening, how am I going to defend? What am I going to say? That will complete that. After you summarize what they have said and they feel understood, then it goes into person B, the role of the speaker person B. Now, person B now has a chance to say how they feel about what they've heard. Person A has spoken, and you've summarized it. They believe that what you said is correct according to the things they are feeling or the issue they have. So person B now has the chance to say how they feel about what they've heard. Person A at this time listens and then shares they have understood by reflecting back. So it's not the time for person A to now be butting in and counter and whatever you said how you felt, and person B is saying how they feel. Their job is to listen because they're not supposed to get in there every time. Okay? When person B feels understood, they pass the role of the speaker back to person A. Does person A need to say anymore? If no, then both understood the problem. If yes, they will have to continue the process again until they both got into the place where there's now, there are a few rules. You speak for yourself. Start sentence with I feel. Key statement brief. Don't go on and on and on. We don't want to be here forever. Okay? Stop to let the listener reflect back what you understood what you said. Let the listener reflect back without making a comment yourself. Right. Those are the rules for the speaker. Now, those who are going to do role play, will give you a copy of that. Now, the speaker uses clear words. That's not what I meant. If you're getting it wrong, you didn't hear me right. Clear talk takes courage and persistence. Of course, when you want to face a situation, you need courage. Right. The rule for this listener is that they focus on the speaker's message. They don't interrupt. The active, empathic listening. Reflect back what you have heard the speaker say. Not your opinion, what they have said. Don't add to it. Don't make assumption. So, we're going to do clear talks. They need understanding. I'm not clear what you meant. He said, give me a chance to explain. So what I'm hearing you saying is, so you are feeling this way, go over it again and see it, you have got it, right? And I respect what you have to say. So there are some clear words that can help you escalate. Now, for both, the speaker has the floor. The speaker keeps the floor while listening, reflect back, and share the floor. These are the rules for both. Now, can we have the people? Can you come over, please? We're just going to try and demonstrate. Let's get a minute. Okay. Yeah. But what we try to do is to demonstrate roughly this technique. So you be speaker. That's the thing. So we first some things and some issues, and my wife has something to say. Okay. So you be best today.
Thank you for so trying to explain. The issue that I've got is that this Lord, bathroom, toothpaste, shower, and then come downstairs. I mean, I can plot when you think it's like a child. Oh, because I just can't seem to get a hold of it. It's not true.
Thank you for that. I want to thank you for expressing how you feel. So what I'm hearing is that I'm really much is there, and they're really tired of doing that. That reflects, you know,
But I tried to do before, so probably not. then you say, oh, we're trying to change. But yes, what can you just say?
I really don't have to say about that. I recognize some of our meetings here and I see sometimes I think they do really and then yeah, maybe I'm not but because sorry to offend you.
What's what you're saying is that you have the right to do it. And if you have the right to do it, you have to oh, talk to Jim. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, thank you for trying to change.
Right. It's simple. It can be done. And see, from there, communication has started. And it can then flow. Ownership. Ownership is the thing. I'm saying to you, it's not simple. It's about ownership. Ownership is difficult. When you have to look in the mirror and see the real you, right? And when you see all the flaws and this and that, you don't really want to see that. What you want to see is a beautiful person. And the reality is, we have spots of this and that, and all of that. That's the reality. When you are ready to accept, then things will move on. Right? But without that acceptance, you're in denial. You are not accepting what is, even if it's staring you in the face. And that's the thing. And when you use the Bible signal, the devil is a cunning fox. And when he tells you that you are right and you are wrong, it's a problem. And you will fight your corner saying that you're right when the devil's just laughing because he set you up wrong with each other. And the only way both of you can change it is when you both go to God and says, Lord, I'm wrong. And that's the first thing. I am wrong. I heard a brother said, even if I'm right, they say wrong. That's a challenging step. Because in order to let the other person who's feeling that situation, persecution, to acknowledge that you are listening, and we are wrong, people you've got to let that person be. And even though they are hurting, they are not 100% forgiving because, like, was a little bit silly. Because it's a repetitive situation and you don't want to hear another conversation about that. Neither of you have moved on. Thank you. Thank you. So, this is a technique that we can all practice. So, I'm going to ask for 2 volunteers now. Preferably couple, but if it's not couple, we can put one there. Okay. Who wants to volunteer? To do this role play? Is that? No, but it's okay. Yeah. Welcome now. The latest couple. Mr. and Mrs. Shomade. Congratulations, huh? Okay. Are you shy? You want to do it? Do you want to back down someone? Okay. I'm going to select someone that knows that person. You want the back guy to the person. Let's go. Yeah. The runway is on the Sarah. One that has to be. Did you read it? No. Good. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. If you're ready. I'm going to see what you're Yeah, really.
Pete and Louise had recently celebrated their 20th wedding anniversary. Soon after that celebration, however, Louise began to reflect upon years of unresolved difficulties. Pete came home from work early one afternoon and found Louise sobbing as she was looking through their wedding album. Surprised by Pete's entrance, she tried without success to hide her sorrow about all unrealized dreams in their marriage. As she talked more about her disappointment, Pete became defensive and told Louise that perhaps she needed to talk to someone about these feelings, obviously someone other than him. He was, however, willing to go along with her to hear how he might be able to help with her problem. Neither Pete nor Louise liked conflict. In fact, both would do incredible mental and verbal gymnastics in order to avoid even the semblance of an argument. After all, they had heard many messages from their parents that convinced them that arguing and anger were not Christ-like, and so should be avoided at all costs. That avoidance, however, had brought each repressed frustrations. Like most couples, they believe that marriage should be private and that bringing a third party into their business was admitting to trouble. Fortunately, they were able to generate enough courage to oppose that myth and seek help. He had particular difficulty in accepting that it was the interaction between him and Louise that led to much of her sadness. However, with time, patience, and much prayers, Pete was willing to consider consider his role in the recent service, as well as reflect on his own unfulfilled dreams and their marriage. They both became aware of much repressed anger over time.
Yeah. Once you read it, get a difference. You don't need to go through everything.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay.
You're welcome. It's fine.
What's going on?
I'm just tired of them. Oh, you have what? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's not you. What's going on? What are you looking at? A picture? So, what do you think?
Uh, yeah, I'm just having a look at some pictures.
You're looking at this picture. What's going on? Everything okay?
To be honest, Steve, when I look back at these pictures, I see my young self. I see how slim I was at that time and how I am now after having the children. I see all of the ambitions I had, and now I just feel like I'm stuck. And I don't feel like it helped me much. And I feel like I've lost myself and I'm not really happy.
So, what you say?
But I said, whenever I try to lose weight and I want to help look after the children, instead of helping me,
I'm sorry.
instead of helping me, you go into the room and you play your games, and I'm left to do everything with the children. And whenever I want time by myself, tell me that I shouldn't worry or care about what I look like. As long as God loves me, everything will be fine.
So, I think somebody else. No, seriously. Seriously, I'll be my wife don't be
That's what that's okay.
Okay, so the problem is, you want to go back, what do you go back? It's not easy. Hopefully, the way you are, and people are more and after. So why are you worried about it? Look at me. I don't look like this anymore. All these 6 months, I've lost it. So what do you want now? Why do you need that? I don't think you need to think about this. No one's complaining. I'm looking at you. I'm sick or someone else is complaining. Oh,
I wanted to say that you appreciate everything and you appreciate how I look, but outside of that, there's still other things that I'm not able to do for myself because you're not helping me. There's things that, I told you that I wanted to finish my studies and do my master's. And one of our agreements was that when we get the wedding out of the way, you're going to allow me, or we'll discuss that, I'll go back to school. We are celebrating our 20th anniversary and we got married 19 years ago. I still haven't finished my school. You have excelled in all of your endeavors. You've got 6 PhDs. And I'm very grateful that you provide for the household. But after having your eighth child, you made me become a stay-at-home mom, and I told you that I had my own aspirations and my own dreams as well. Our children are growing up and they're going to leave the house soon. My eldest is going to leave, and I don't have anything to show for my life. I have a lot of dreams and talent too. And whenever I brought up the fact that I wanted to finish my studies, you always tell me, don't worry, at the right time, God's time, God's time. And I just feel if you don't take my own goals seriously,
to walk that far. You know, just the feelings from this moment since then. My mind, thinking through the pain, sorry, working so hard and sincerely forward, take responsibility on that. And sincerely empathize you that you will not feel like
I appreciate everything, but I just want to also add that we moved us into the countryside. I thought I don't have a village around me. I told you that, I have family where we were. It was your ambition to come here. You guaranteed me that I too would be able to build myself. I'm having to look after the children. I don't have any help. You refuse me to get house help. You refuse me to get I'm unable to study. We go out, we don't spend any time with each other. Children don't know much. They just know when daddy comes home, everybody just runs away because you come home with frustration. Um, you just ask for your food, you don't ask me how I am. We used to pray together in the house, don't pray anymore. And, I'm just overwhelmed, I'm overworked, I'm overstimulated. I want to continue to grow myself as a person, as a woman, and most importantly, as also God's child. I try to speak to you often, but oftentimes you tell me that you're tired, you're too busy, or we should talk about that later. So what I propose, I've seen an online course that I want to please take. I propose that you look after the children whilst I study. I'll be studying in the evenings and the weekends. I need some help, I need some support. If I'm able to commit to that, I'd like to ask if we can revisit the childcare situation, maybe have a nanny so that I can have some extra help once I can take my phone that you have to pay for.
I don't think we need a second question. I think you guys are sensitive. You know what this guy, what's Thank you so much. Thank you. Can you see? Can you see? How it can be tough in a relationship dealing with issues. I mean, the way it started, right? He's a typical man. He heard about the state of losing weight and he went laughing. That does not resolve the problem. That escalates. That escalates. You know? And then that prompted so many other issues. So if you deal with the issue quickly, it will not resolve into further and further because more other things are coming through. Like he was drowning, probably scratching the dead. You know. So why we are doing this role play, looking to it's light, but we need to understand. Thank you, Mrs. Shomade. I like thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It really brought the topic home. We need to talk to this situation that we need to, even though we may be having the best life of our best time of our life, think about the other person. How are they feeling? They have plans and they feeling fulfilled because that's what came out at the end, not fulfillment. Okay, not listening, just going on. Okay, we all have plans and we have to go to work as men sometimes. But these days, both men and women work. And so we have to find a way where you get together and say, well, this is how we're going to do it. This is our me time. My wife has been telling me we plan to holiday to go driving somewhere and whatever, but I've not found the time. And so now she's trying to get a diary and then we need to find a time. And the only time we can find is Tuesday afternoon. Okay? So, you see, so she has a pinch. Not that I'm ignoring that, but there are many things. So you're going to come to a compromise situation where you let go certain things if it's not that important and fulfill each other's desire. And the important thing that came out there, if your partner is spending time looking after the children or whatever, you got to realize that they have aspiration. You don't just hold them in the house looking at the children. Sometimes you want to take the burden off them. Oh, okay, somebody to come and so please come out of the pocket. You are working, right? And you're making the money here. So think about that. And it could be the other way. It could be the woman who's career minded, going out, whatever, and the husband is home, and whenever he comes back, and they were there, just too tired. And too tired to cook, and too tired to do this, and too tired to look after the children. You know what's going to lead to? From. So it's just a light-hearted way of dealing with this issue. We all know what we need to do. We are all adults, and we can start looking at ourselves inward. They said the first step is to accept accountability, and then we can move on. Okay? So on this note, we're going to take a break. I was going to get us to do a workshop on this and that, but the time, I think we've done it through role play. So, well done, everyone. Thank you. The next thing after the break is question and answer. Yeah. And this is where we're going to introduce the panelists and the questions. And for those people who are watching online, you can send your message in, and then we see your question in, and we see how the panelists are going to deal with it. I'm not going to be handling that. My able apostle leader will be running that session, and the panelists will be answering your question. So it's an interactive, not just me. Okay? 5 minutes.